Hello, and welcome back to The Me Show, starring Jake from State Farm. Before we get started today, I have a YouTube's. It's a YouTube's, and it's me. It's got like it's so cool actually. There's like lots of little references to videos. And there's that guy, and then there's these guys. And then, oh, it's a sleeve, and then there's like more. Oh, there's more little references and stuff. And it's me. It's me actually. So, he's in my room. You can't really see the background, but like he's in my room. And then also, unfortunately, there's a couple of familiar faces here. Primarily the guy from the breastfeeding video. So I don't know who is responsible for that, but I will find you. And that's a threat. If you want to get me trapped inside of a vinyl body, you can. You can by going to the link in the description or like typing it in by hand. It helps me out a lot. But more importantly, it helps you out a lot because you get to own a piece of my soul. My soul was actually broken up into a number of shards and included in each one of the U2s so that, like Horcruxes, they're spread out around the world and now I can never die. Anyway, so today we're talking about Jerry Springer. A couple weeks ago, I did a video about Maury Povich, the "You Are Not the Father" guy. And everyone in the comments is like, you think this is bad. You haven't seen Jerry Springer. You probably haven't seen Jerry. Of course I know Jerry Springer. Nameless YouTube commenter. I just didn't want to like talk about him because he's kind of gross. He's kind of a gross man. While Maury, I could watch his videos and like, kind of understand the appeal. Jerry Springer is like, it's like the live leak of daytime television. I'm going to try to give you some background on Jerry Springer as a person, but like I was searching for some angle to talk about Jerry Springer that didn't gross me out. And fortunately for me, Maury and Jerry are interacting on Twitter, and so that's where we're going to start today. Oh, shit. Okay, now this microphone is being used. Also about this microphone is that it allows me to be a music master. I'm a music master on YouTube. Today we're talking about Jerry Springer. He's not a good guy, and I want to see him go. Whoa. Anyway, he sucks. What was I even doing? So the Maury Show retweeted somebody and was like, woke up to some bullshit. My granny pregnant, WTF. And he was like, I just opened this app, LOL. Haha, we get Maury. It's funny because he's like an old guy and he's talking like the teenager that runs the Twitter account. And then the Jerry Springer Show was like, bro? And I was like, a segue into my video about Jerry Springer. Some of the awful things on Jerry Springer's show include, but are not limited to, I had to write these down, homophobia, transphobia, misogyny, the constant fighting. He was so famous for his fighting that one of his bodyguards got his own trash TV show. He would also arrive on stage by sliding down a stripper pole. All that, but then just like general gross stuff that I don't even want to describe. Hey there, it's continuity error Jarvis here to remind you that this video is edited. I just wanted to give you a bit of a primer on what an episode of Jerry Springer is like. You can think of this like a Spark Notes for the uninitiated. So let's just pick a video at random. Topless model steals man. That'll do.
Please meet Autumn. She says she's doing whatever it takes to win back the love of her life.
The video opens up with a woman confiding in Jerry that she's concerned that her boyfriend is cheating on her with a I'll just let her say it.
Why is it bad that Brandy was there?
Because she's a trailer park whore. She sleeps with anybody.
Jerry, of course, makes light of this.
Trailer park whore different than a normal whore?
So then the woman with whom her boyfriend is allegedly cheating comes out, and she's wearing a wedding dress, which is totally normal and not at all something that production convinced her to do. And have I mentioned that off to the side, there's a random man spinning plates for no reason whatsoever? This is never explained. So then once the other woman comes out, boom, they're fighting instantly. Now, I'm not going to include the fighting because I like my videos being monetized and I don't want to sully your little eyes with violence. Rest assured, they keep fighting for basically the rest of the episode. And the plates are just there in the background, spinning, because this is literally and figuratively a circus. Then the audience, as if possessed, begins chanting "model for us," which prompts the wedding dress lady to flash the crowd. This show aired at 1 p.m. The boyfriend comes out and he immediately starts making out with this woman that he's apparently only known for 4 weeks, and now they're all fighting again. And if it isn't clear enough that this is a big joke for television, a little ad comes up halfway through to remind us that if we want more Springer, we can watch hilarious videos and more at jerryspringertv.com. So the reason that this woman came out in Chekhov's wedding dress is because they're going to get married live on national television. Thanks, Jerry. The doorbell rings and a reverend and his friend walk through the door. it's all fake. So I wasn't expecting casual racism, but this kind of showed up unexpectedly. And after thinking about it, I decided not to include the clip, but trust me, it's bad. So then just wrapping things up, they do some horrific improv comedy and the bride and groom get married. And then more fighting happens and scene. What a show. What a realistic depiction of people. Is what I'm thinking to myself right now. Anyway, back to continuity, Jarvis. I wanted to find like a recent clip of Jerry Springer, who is still on television, by the way. The Jerry Springer show itself ended in 2018, but hold that hold that dial. We will be getting into what he's up to now. But I was looking for him addressing some of the controversies of Jerry Springer's past in the present. So this is the first thing that I found.
I'd like to take this opportunity to frankly apologize for everything I've ever done in television. I am so sorry. I have ruined the culture. And, I just hope hell isn't that hot. I burn real easy.
Okay, so he seemed remorseful. Except that was a joke. It was a joke. He was joking and lying and for humor. Well, what he thought was humor. So, okay, no, that's strike one. So then I found this clip from 2019 when he was on the Today Show. And he makes a very strange and defensive argument for his past.
I wonder now, as you sit here and you look back at the legacy of the Jerry Springer Show, is there anything that you would change about it?
No.
Okay, question answered. No need to go into a meandering commentary on the state of the entertainment industry. Oh,
The only good thing about the show, at least the part that I thought, is that it was the first time we really saw regular people on television. When people
okay, so first off, I doubt it's the first time we saw anything on television, considering Jerry Springer's whole show was like meant to mimic someone else's show. Also, regular people. Like this guy who married a foot? The whole Jerry Springer formula is to cherry pick very irregular people in unusual circumstances and exploit them and make fun of them for profit. All while there's a literal circus going on in the background.
May I pet you?
Jerry tries to argue that his show shows people how they really are. And we're all the same at the end of the day. And it's no different than what's on the celebrity shows.
Because celebrities will do the exact same thing. Celebrities will go on the late night shows. They will talk about who they've slept with, what their life has been like, what drugs they've been using.
How can someone be so out of touch with what is on television?
Movies quickly enough. Why? Because if you're rich, if you're famous, if you're good looking, we give you a pass.
We give you a pass. We all remember when Bradley Cooper went on Jimmy Fallon and married a foot. And there was a guy spinning plates in the background.
How many times do people take these talk shows and they say, oh, these people are trash? No. Maybe they didn't have the same luck in the gene pool of parents. Maybe they don't.
No, we're not saying the people are trash. We're saying that your show is trash. It's very different. I'm not blaming the people. I'm blaming you. You're the platform for that.
Weren't born with the same brain. They didn't get the same education. But we're all alike. We're not better than these people. We just dress better.
No one was making that argument. It's like, no one was saying that we think we're better than the people who were on your show. We're saying, do you think that your show is bad? Do you think that maybe your show wasn't thought all the way through? It was making some moral compromises for cash. And then Jerry is just like, hey, just because we dress better doesn't mean we should judge these people. It's like, okay. Unrelated, though. So the reason that Jerry was on the show to begin with was to promote his new show, because the Jerry Springer show got canceled, where he's a judge now. He's a judge, and he's adjudicating small claims. He's adjudicating small claims. Did you know that Jerry Springer was once a lawyer? Did you know that he was once the mayor of Cincinnati? These are things about this man that are true. For better or for worse. And apparently that qualifies him to be a judge. And he has a show called Judge Jerry, and they have a YouTube channel. And that brings us to what we'll be watching today. So some of these cases are like the usual fare that you'd expect from Jerry. You married your first cousin. My ex sleeps with my son. What? You're not my real grandma. You know, normal stuff. But the clip we'll be watching today is called She's a Thick White Girl.
Plaintiff Adam Davis claims he and the defendant were friends with benefits. But when he broke off the relationship, she stole his identity.
All right, so we have ourselves a normal, everyday identity theft. It's a good thing Jerry's on the case. He's an expert in this sort of thing.
You're claiming she was pretending to be you?
Yes.
I see a difference.
Oh, Jerry. Jerry's always been a jokester. And he's got his he's got a stereotypical black security guard here.
Explain your case.
So my name's Adam Davis. I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
I'm an Instagram influencer.
Okay. He's an influencer. I am a bit of an influencer myself. Adam, we are compatriots. We are co-workers, if you will. In the online space of influence.
Instagram influencer. I have 23,000 followers on Instagram.
Adam and I have a lot in common. For example, I too carry a printout of my Instagram profile.
Explain to me what you mean by influencer.
I would expect you to know what an influencer is, okay? It's 2021. This has been a career for a while.
So I get paid to take pictures in people's clothes, post their pages.
This is the worst description of what an influencer does. I get paid to post pictures in people's clothes. I just find somebody, steal their clothes, take a photo. Watch yourself, I'll take your clothes.
And I make a lot of money doing it.
Okay, we didn't need the flex, all right, Adam?
2018, I met Ashton. I was scrolling on Instagram and she's like a thick white girl. So I was like, wow, I've never seen that before.
It must be a miracle. He's talking about her like he's on like the Serengeti. And he's like, wow. I don't believe my eyes. It's a thick white girl. It's so weird for them to be in court and he's like, Your Honor, she's thick. She's thick, Your Honor, with 2 C's.
What? She's thick, like she has a nice butt.
I feel like thick, it's like the butt is part of it.
And she's like a thick white girl, so I was like, wow.
That guy's like, those exist? You don't say, wait, and that guy is like, no, I've only heard legend.
We became friends, then we became friends with benefits, and...
Friends with benefits.
Jerry! You know what friends with benefits are.
Okay.
According to him, it's been long term, but it's just been friends with benefits.
I see.
You can't have hosted your show for as long as you did without crossing a friend with benefits, okay?
At my age, a friend with a benefit is someone who has a pension.
Why is this Jerry Springer stand-up routine? I'm old, everybody. How old are you? At my age?
benefits weren't like that.
What kind of... Great joke, Mr. Judge.
Oh!
Yeah, those benefits. So, you know, there's a Halloween party in October,
Yeah.
and the next day, I guess she was jealous about that.
All right, now claims defendant was jealous. It's like, yeah, he literally just said that.
And I'm like, you're not my girl, relax. Fast forward to December, I go to a concert with another girl, and she gets upset about that, blows me up, like, you could have taken me to the concert.
You've given her reason, I assume. You've
But in
given,
the past, I've told her, I was like, this is just friends with benefits, you know, this is your role.
Woo! Uh-oh, this is your role. There is a much healthier way to have that conversation, Mr. Davis.
Like, we're not more than this, you
Apparently
know.
all women have roles.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing from you.
No, not like that.
Jerry gets that one. He's like, oh, like the old times, like how we used to talk.
Let's just not forget that you invited me and then uninvited me.
Because you didn't know your role.
Oh no. That doesn't make sense. Like if you, the role was, it sounds like you didn't know her role. Sorry, not that she has a role, but like you invite her then uninvite her. That doesn't make any, like why would you invite her in the first place if she was just a friend with benefits and nothing more? It sounds like you're sending mixed signals, my guy. Don't do that. Communicate.
Whoa! I'm sorry, wait, let me check this.
Up. He might not be checking anything. He might be setting up a humor.
I'm sorry, wait, let me check this. Oh no, it says here it's 2019.
Fucking got him, dude. Jerry, he's so sharp. Like a knife. That guy. He's so sharp. Can't get anything past him. Jerry's like, it's 2019. Don't you know? Very recently, you can't say stuff like that. Now, I have been saying stuff like that on my show for years. But the times have changed.
All right.
So anyways, she gets upset about that, so I just stopped talking to her completely. And that's when the fake accounts of me on Instagram and Tinder and Facebook started popping up.
Explain this fake account business.
It seems like a lot of time in the show is spent explaining to Jerry what modern things are.
It's my picture with a different name, and she was using it to get money from people. She would set up shoots, they would send her the money, and she wouldn't show up.
So she would set up fake accounts with a different name. So they have a different name, just his picture. At that point, why does it even have to be his picture? You know what I mean? And wouldn't you use his name? I feel like if you're trying to slander the guy, then why not use his name? A fake name is just going to get confusing.
Someone set up a fake site using your picture.
And different email.
And a different email?
So money was sent to this fake site. You got in trouble because you didn't show up because you didn't know.
But it's a different name, right? Like if it's a different name, I still that like doesn't. I'm confused.
They're blacklisting me kind of in Dallas.
They're blacklisting a different man. They're blacklisting a different name. But okay, let's just go with his thing. They're blacklisting him somehow. They're like, this guy, he looks like the other guy with a different name, but so we're just gonna blacklist anybody who looks like this guy.
Hurting your
reputation
because, hey, we can't send money to this guy because he doesn't show up when you send.
What sort of brands are sending money to just random burner accounts that don't? That's wild to me. He printed out his, like, don't you have to have one of these to get money from the brand. You got to print it out. You got to know. It's like, it's the guy. It's got his name right there. Look, if you see this fucking face with a different name, you see like Adam Davis or whatever, you go, no, it's that guy. This is the foolproof way to prevent identity theft, is print things out. Oh, it's a joke, everybody, okay? It's a joke. This could easily be photoshopped, okay? It's full of security holes.
You're saying you did not set up this account. You have nothing to do with that.
No.
Did you receive any money because of that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so she didn't set up the account. That's our story.
I have something else though.
Oh, what?
Dude, he printed something else out. You better watch your fucking back. Dude, this guy's printer is running hot. He is just, woo.
You say someone's been using my pics and booking gigs and not going. I'm pretty sure it's you. I don't save your pictures on my phone. I delete them. Trash.
Did you just clutch his pearls? Who said trash? It sounded like he said trash. I'm hurt by that transcript that I was already a part of.
Your mom that you didn't make a profile of me. Look, someone had to bring your big.
Somebody had to bring your big. I think Jerry like short-circuited.
Head back down to earth. So you did it? Yup. Ooh.
Okay, so according to the printout, she did it. I hope somebody verified that these things are actually, you know, said, and he didn't just like print out a text document that was like, I've done the crime. I've committed the crime, and it was I, Angela. What's her name? Oh, her name's Ashton. Well, that's one of her names. Okay, she has a few accounts with a couple of different names.
At some point, you admitted to him that you were involved in this. You can't, look, I know you're young, all right? And no one wants to be in trouble.
So now Jerry gets on his moral high horse and teaches the lesson. It's like a Darman video. You see, you can't steal someone's identity. It is not good.
And look, people go to prison for this kind of stuff, lying under oath.
Thank God I'm a fake judge, or else you would have been screwed.
I asked you before, did you do it? Now, I admit I was a little bit suspicious, because when you said, no, that's not me, you couldn't look at me. You were kind of looking to the side. And now, here it is.
It's printed on paper.
You lied. And because of that, I fine for the plaintiff.
I really hope some additional verification was going on, because that was some very literally flimsy evidence, you know? Just like paper is flimsy. Okay, so that's a video. We did it. We did a video. Or as I also like to say, we did a video except for in auto-tune this time. That's the end of the video song. That's the end of the video song. That's how all my videos end, historically. Thanks to Cecily and Sarah, 2 of my mods on twitch.tv/Jarvis Johnson, who also helped me a lot with this video and have just been, you know, super helpful and supportive over the past few weeks. And so I wanted to just give them a shout out. If you want me to butcher your name, then, you know, you can ask me to.